fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Generation Select's Deluxe Class Autobot TigerTrack. So you're probably used to this packaging by now. Just kind of a normal cardboard box with some Autobot graffiti on it. But if we go ahead and open this up, you can see TigerTrack. I will go ahead and I'll probably just pop this out so you can see it a little bit better, but here are the instructions, so that's underneath, and then it's pretty much just a yellow side swipe. Yeah, but he looks cool. I like him. He does come with an extra gun, which is pretty cool, so I like that about it. I like the matte finish, but we'll get into that more later. But yeah, overall I think he looks pretty solid, so I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here's TigerTrack out of the packaging. I think he looks fantastic. Like I said before, he's got kind of a really nice matte finish. And I think it's cool that all of the different parts are the same color yellow. I feel like this is something that Hasbro has very much become aware of that as a problem in the past. So they're really going out of their way to make sure on future releases for yellow Transformers that they're not, you know, a bunch of different shades of yellow. And I appreciate that. I think it looks pretty good. Autobot symbol, very crisp, very sharp there on the hood. I'm going to take the shoulder cannon off just because I feel like it casts a lot of shadow. But head sculpt, it's just side swipe. It really is. He's got the blue eyes. They're a little sunken in there, but nice silver face. Paint application there, very nice. So he does have a ball joint. Go back and forth, side to side, nice rotation there. Shoulders, rotation, and a hinge. Bicep swivel right here, 90 degrees in the elbow, nothing in the wrist because it folds into the forearm for transformation. You do have a waist swivel there. Hips can go out to the side, front to back. You do have a thigh swivel as well, 90 degrees in the knee, and then of course you have the ankle tilt, as all Siege and going forward lines have had. But it looks great. I really do like him. I like the inclusion of the second gun. You know, a little basic, but I like it. And then, of course, this is the gun that all the other releases came with. You can pull it apart if you want it to be two separate pieces. And it does have the ability with this peg right here to peg into either of the shoulders. So you can put it on that one if you'd rather. I think on the show he had it on this side, but it does cast a lot of shadow. And I feel like I like the head sculpt for side swipe here. Then you kind of have to just play with the pegs to get them out of the way. I do like the head sculpt for side swipe, but I feel like it really does kind of box in his face. And it's kind of hard to see at times. And then when you have the shadow from the shoulder cannon, it just makes it a little worse. But overall, he looks great. I really like him quite a bit. If you're thinking to yourself, hey, this mold looks familiar. Yes, it does. We've had it a few times. This is just regular side swipe, TigerTrack obviously, G2 side swipe, and then Red Alert. But we've also had Siege side swipe, and I believe coming soon, if not out already, Siege Red Alert. So you can make a whole Sentai team with this guy. He's got a lot of iterations. But I think it's nice because he doesn't have any Siege weathering. All the other ones do. I will say G2 Sideswipe doesn't have a ton. He's got just a little bit. The problem with his is it just looks like someone colored on it with a marker. Whereas these at least look like they're weathered metal, or at least they're pulling it off a little bit more. But he's completely clean. So that is one nice thing about him. He doesn't have any weird Siege weathering. So he looks really sharp, really crisp. I think he looks great. And like I said, I really love the shade of yellow. I think it really works. So great robot mode. Very nice color scheme. Articulation the same as all the rest, but you know, it was good to start out with, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, let's go ahead, let's get into transformation. Okay, so if you've ever transformed any of the other versions of this mold, it transforms exactly the same, but we'll go through it just in case you haven't. You're going to unpeg the waist here, and I feel like his pegs in a little bit looser than some of the others. Not that it's a problem. I mean, gravity will just kind of keep it in place, but you're going to lift this up, bring this over, and that's going to peg in like so. Then you're just going to bring this waist piece down and cover up the face like that. You're going to fold the forearm, or the fists into the forearms, I should say. They won't go 100%, they'll stop about there. But you're going to want to pull these out so that you can pop out these side pieces. And then you're going to want to fold these at the elbow. And then drop this straight down. And then this will go in like this. So there you go, you have the arms in like that, and then you can see that there's a tab here, and that's going to go into that tab slot there on the back of the bicep. And you've got pretty much the entire front of the car. So I guess technically if you wanted to give him like a weird Gerwalk mode, you could do that. In any case, you're going to open up these shin panels, and then you're going to rotate this around 180 degrees. So you can see these pieces here, and basically they have to go in to give him the knee articulation, because you're going to push them back through. And if you kept them up like that, he wouldn't be able to bend his knee, because it would stop right away. So that's why they push in, so that way you can actually give him the knee articulation. So you're going to push that back closed, and then you're going to fold the feet in. They'll go in like that. And it's kind of nice because you can use the feet to push these back in. You might want to start them a little bit. And also when you're trying to transform them back, you can use this to help you get the feet out. You can push these back in to pop the feet out, which is a nice help because sometimes they get really down in there. So then you're going to go ahead, peg the two legs together, and then just rotate this at the knee all the way around. Make sure you clear this little tab that sticks out. You can see the little piece that sticks out there. Just make sure you clear that. And then you're just going to close these back up. And there you go. There is your transformed TigerTrack. I think he looks good. Very nice and yellow. Again, all the yellow matches, which I like. I don't know. The more I stare at it, I feel like maybe this section is a super tiny shade lighter. But it's really not super noticeable. Got the nice black detailing on the side. Rolls well. He's got ports on the side, on the top. So if you wanted to peg in any of the weapons, you could do that. So you could peg this in here. You could peg this in on top, or vice versa. So however you want to do that. I guess technically you could even peg these into each other, right? Because there is a peg on the back of this gun. Does this work? Yeah, so I guess you could make a super gun. But overall, I like the design. This is one that they haven't brought into Earthrise to kind of make more, you know, or I should say less Cybertronian stylized. But I feel like this one's kind of right on the cusp. You could almost just pretend that this is an Earth car, just like a maybe super futuristic Earth car, but it's not. It's right on the line between like two Cybertronian, two Earth. It can kind of straddle and be counted as both, in my opinion. So I like TigerTrack. I mean, yes, basically he is just a yellow sideswipe. So if you've ever thought to yourself, I really like sideswipe, but I wish he was painted yellow, then boom, this is the figure for you. But at the end of the day, I can't remember. I think this is like a Diaclone reference or something they did in Japan as like an exclusive one time, and that's where this is coming from. I can't remember exactly where. They said during the Fan First Friday, and I apologize. I don't 100% remember. But he looks good. He definitely is worth picking up, in my opinion, if you like this mold. It's a really nice, sharp repaint. It doesn't have any of the Siege like weathering that they were doing, so if you didn't like that, if you weren't a fan of that aesthetic, you can get a really nice, crisp, clean, painted TigerTrack here. I don't know. There's not really too much to say about him. It's a good mold. It's a good color scheme. Even if you have several other versions of the mold, I still recommend picking it up because I think it looks pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.